Hello guys, Rollerbat1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, I'm going to be showcasing a first place deck profile from the tournament that happened last week, and that is the Plunder Patrol deck that actually came first in that tournament. Now, the person who played it, Ethan Hart, actually reached out to me after, well, I took Ollie's deck profile, and he asked, oh, do you want this deck profile? And I was like, sure, I'll take that, because honestly, I love Plunder Patrol, and having the chance to showcase a Plunder Patrol list that actually is able to come first at a tournament and just do really well, yeah, I'll take that. I want to see it. I want to talk about it. I want to look at it. I want to see the differences between mine and theirs. And honestly, looking at this list, it's really, really cool. But we're going to go ahead and go into the rounds first. Then we're going to go into the deck profile, and we're going to see how this deck performed. So, starting off with round one, he went up against Ollie's Pile deck. So this was the Elder Lich plus Buster Blader Dogmatica deck that I showcased the other day. And he went 2-0 against it. He destroyed that deck with Plunder Patrol. Good job, love it. Round two, he was then up against a Time Thief deck. Interesting to see that Time Thief is actually getting some play now, because Time Thief is a deck that's got a lot of support over time, but it's not really seen any play. So it's interesting to see how that deck being played. But he went 2-1 against it, so he lost one game, which is a bit surprising, but he was able to come out on top. Round three, he went up against Draco. We all know how we love Draco. True Draco is so annoying to play against, but he destroyed it. Good man. And in top cut, his first round was against Drytron, which he Swift 2-0'd. Surprising, seeing as Drytron is actually a really heavy combo strategy that ends on like multiple negates. So being able to do that with Plunder and just destroy them, Swift 2-0, is really strong. And then in the finals, he also went against Ollie's Pile deck, so the Elder Lich Dogmatica Buster Blader deck got a second chance, and he still beat it, only playing one game, just like I said last time in the last video, because they had to get a train, so they only played one game to see who would come out on top. But honestly, really good rounds, I would say, like going 2-0, 2-1, 2-1, then 2-0 again, and then just being able to beat the deck that literally just says, oh, I'm going to make Dogmatica cards, I'm going to make Buster Blader, I'm going to make Dragoons, I'm going to make all this stuff, and being able to beat it with this deck, it's actually really cool. So now I've actually looked at this list, well, talked about the rounds, let's go ahead and look at the list to see basically what he made, what he chose, and basically talk about why these choices are good and what my personal thoughts on the choices are. So starting off, he is playing 3 Plunder Patrol Whitebeard, 3 Plunder Patrol Redbeard, 3 Plunder Patrol Bluebeard, and 3 Plunder Patrol Golden Hair. These are pretty much a standard 3-ofs in the Plunder Patrol deck right now that you have to play for multiple reasons. Whitebeard is the one that will summon from during your opponent's turn, summon from the extra deck during your opponent's turn, and also when it's into graveyard will summon one from the deck, either from the hand or face up field. Redbeard, he's a tag out as well, where you just go ahead and special summon from your extra during your opponent's turn as well. Plus, he has the added effect of if you summon from the hand or field to graveyard, he just attaches to an extra monster, which is pretty good at times. He also playing 3 Bluebeard as well, which is another kind of mandatory choice, I would say, just for the fact, well, he's a free special summon. If you've opened a Plunder Patrol plus him, you get to go make Toad, which he's obviously playing here as well. So just really decent. Plus, if he sends the graveyard, you get to discard and draw, which is pretty good too. And he's also playing 3 Golden Hair, which is also mandatory because she's just a free summon in the Plunder Patrol deck as well. And you kind of have to run 3 of these because right now, this build was without the new Plunder Patrol Sea Guide. So this is just kind of necessary and mandatory in the deck to be running up 3. So honestly, 3 of each is just standard. So, and it seems that it worked well for him anyway, because sometimes I see people playing like 2 Redbeard, I see sometimes people playing like 2 Bluebeard, or like they just play weird ratios, but I feel like 3 is mandatory right now. Going into his hand traps though, interesting choices. He's playing 2 Ash Blossom and 2 Ghost Spell. Now, this is actually kind of interesting to me, and I can see the logic behind it. Now, I think he actually chose to play this lineup of 2-2 because, well, these are hard once per turn hand traps. Ash Blossom and Ghost Spell are hard once per turn, so if you see multiple in your opening hand, you're not actually going to be able to do a lot with them because you're only going to be able to get 1 use out of them. You're not going to be able to do anything else with them. So playing a 2-2 lineup with more hand traps is actually kind of smart in my opinion. And it's kind of interesting to see that this guy is doing it, Ethan Hart, because it means that he's kind of thinking ahead. Like, do I need to be playing 3-3, because if I play 3-3, it could hurt me more than not. So that's kind of interesting, seeing 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Spell. But he's also playing 3 Gamma. I mean, I have my opinion on this card. All of you out there know my opinion on this card. I personally hate Cyframe Gamma, but I know why he's playing it. He's playing it basically to activate it from hand, negate and destroy a monster. If you do get hand trapped as well, it can suck because there are a lot of cards in here that are like Ash Blossom bait. Like you play the Shipyard, you play the Desires here as well. If you discard the Plunder Patrol Helm, then the Ash it, then the Gamma comes out for free. So I see why it's in there. I personally don't like Gamma, but it's a good card nonetheless to be running at free in this deck. And free Effect Veiler, which I honestly find pretty interesting. Now, when I originally saw the free Effect Veiler, I was thinking, why not free Imperm? And I kind of can think of a few reasons why not the Imperms. Maybe because, well, it's a monster, so it can be used at any time during your opponent's main phase. If you open the Imperm, that's pretty good, but the Effect Veiler can be used as a monster. If I do open a way to, like, with Golden Hair, where I open, like, Golden Hair and another Plunder without any way to special summon, then I can normal summon it to go into the Blackbeard. And also, it's a light target for your lease if you do have the Plunder Patrol emblem as well, which I do find kind of interesting to see him playing the Effect Veiler instead, because there's multiple kind of logics behind it, where one, it's a light target to summon the lease with the Plunder Patrol emblem. Two, it's a monster, so if you open Golden Hair and another Plunder that can't be summoned, then that's just instant Blackbeard. Two, it's just a really decent card, and it's just interesting for me to see that he's playing free Effect Veiler in the deck. So free Effect Veiler instead of Imperm, but I can see the logic behind it. He's also playing free Plunder Patrol Shipyard. This is standard in the deck as well. Discard a card, go ahead and search any Plunder Patrol card. If there's a Plunder Patrol in your spell and trap card zone, you can return it to your hand, just put it in the spell and field spell zone. So makes sense, really strong card, you have to play it free. Free Plunder Patrol Ship Shape Shipping. This is actually really interesting to me as well, for the fact that he's running free of this, but it's more of a 2-of, in my opinion, for the fact that it's a fusion card, so you have to open 2 Plunder Patrol monsters to actually be able to utilize it, using 2 fusion Plunder Patrols to actually make your Plunder Patrol lease. But I think he's running free of it for the fact that you can actually abuse it with the Shipyard. So what my understanding behind him playing the free ship shape shipping is because basically you can banish from the graveyard and equip any Plunder Patrol from your deck to a Plunder Patrol you control, or you can equip a Plunder Patrol emblem to any Plunder Patrol you control, and either have the access into going into any of your Plunder Patrol extra deck, or going ahead and equipping one of the Plunder Patrol from the deck. If you've got the ship shape shipping in your graveyard, then you instantly get to add it to your hand as well. So you could go just to equip a helm onto like a Bluebeard or something, and then use the ship shape shipping yard in the graveyard to go ahead and put in Spectral so that the Whitebeard hand, and then you just go ahead and use the shipyard to discard the helm, which is going to then search you a card, but also with the Plunder Patrol helm is going to allow you to search or special summon a Plunder Patrol from the deck. So interesting to see him playing free of this as well. I personally played 2 in my build, but very, very interesting to see that he's playing free ship shape shipping. But he's also playing the 2 emblem. Now this is an interesting ratio as well of it. I would personally probably play 3 of this just because, one, if you activate it, it's like an instant extra deck Plunder Patrol monster, but he's all playing 2 for the logic, I think, as well, that it's a hard once per turn effect too, where you don't really get anything out of it if you discard it, where you don't really get anything unless you have a Plunder Patrol monster in hand. So I think he's playing 2 of it for that reason. He's playing 3 Desires, like it's Desires. I don't really think I need to go into big detail why he played 3 Desires. He's playing a lot of 3 of, so like the chance of you banishing all 3 of one copy of a card, like the ship shape shipping, the Shipyard, any of your Plunder monsters, like it's not very likely. So playing 3 Desires just to get more consistency is pretty good in the deck as well. 1 Terraforming to get the best card in the deck, which is Shipyard, so you want to be playing 3 of that. 2 Cosmic Cyclone for back row, and then 3 Plunder Patrol Booty, which is actually a really good card in the deck as well, just because you get to go ahead and target an opponent's face-up monster, change its attribute, and then either special summon a Plunder from your graveyard or return it to the hand or extra deck, or sorry, to the main deck or extra deck. So it's just basically a free revival plus an attribute augmentation, so you can go ahead and summon out the Moek with ease, you can go summon the Brand with ease, or you can summon out the Lease with ease, just so you can guarantee that you have that Plunder Patrol on the field. So main deck, I would say, is pretty decent. He did come first with this, so there is a lot of logic behind it, and I can see what some of the power cards in the deck, such as the Effect Veiler, probably came in clutch against stuff like Bertie Anaconda, stuff like the Dogmaticus Ecclesias, against the Time Thief, maybe the Time Winder, the Draco player. I'm guessing he would have sided this out against the Draco player, and obviously against the Drytron, this probably wouldn't have done anything, so he would have probably sided that out as well. But a lot of these cards make a lot of sense to actually be playing. But for the extra deck, he played the 1 Owl Mirage. Now, you only need 1 Owl Mirage in Plunder Patrol in general, just because you go ahead on turn 1, make Almirage, normal summon the Plunder Patrol Golden Hair, and then you go ahead and make the Almirage, summon this back by sending a card from your hand to the graveyard, and then just making Blackbeard. That's the kind of like the basic combo between Almirage. He's also playing the free Blackbeard as well. Blackbeard is just really, really strong for the fact, well, during either player's turn, you can go ahead and special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your X deck with an attribute that is in your opponent's graveyard or their field. So really good card, and it also allows you to draw because of that. He's playing the one totally awesome with the Bahamut Shark as well. Kind of obvious. He opens Bluebeard, he opens another Plunder Patrol monster, goes ahead and makes the Bahamut Shark, and then makes the totally awesome to go ahead and go into place there. So pretty obvious there too. Free Moek, it's the best Plunder Patrol ship, so obvious you're going to play free. It's the one that banishes cards, so it's just really good. 2 Bran, you don't really need to play more than 2 Bran in my opinion either, because like it's a fire one, so you're only going to be using it on, well, Ashes, if Ashes in the grave, and 2. It's not really good because it deals with back row, and there's not really a ton of back row decks in the game. So Bran is just really good for back row removal, and also to be able to boost your monsters, because if it's on the board, you do also get to boost all of your Plunder Patrol monsters as well, all your Fiend monsters, by 500 attack points other than itself. So like back row banish and then monster banish, you want to be playing these. White Aura Whale. Now, I'm assuming he's playing this as just a generic water synchro, because it's a pretty decent card, and I haven't actually read it. I have some idea what it does. Like, let's just read it for instance. So, when this card is synchro summon, you destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. So, it's a Raigeki, it's a Lightning Storm on legs. This card can make up 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. So, it's just a free double attack. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing damage. Big damage there. If this card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, as its graveyard, you banish 1 other war monster from your graveyard, special summon this card, and if you do, it is treated as a tuner. So, pretty much, I'm assuming he's playing this for the fact that 1, it's a Raigeki, 1, it attacks multiple times, well, sorry, 2, it attacks multiple times, 3, it's basically just a free summon back if it dies. So it's just got a lot of utility inside of it that is actually pretty decent, and I feel like he's playing it just so he can have that free Raigeki factor to just go ahead and pop the board. But I personally feel like playing like these, you're going to OTK a lot more, but it's just there as a utility card, I think. 1, Risen Dragite. This is just there for its spell and trap negate. If you've got a water in your graveyard, it's a spell and trap negate. I'm assuming it's just there for that. And then 2 Lease, because it is a monster negate, because this deck does lack in spell and trap negations. So he plays the Lease and the Dragite, so you have the ability to negate not only monsters, but also spells and traps. So, not bad. X deck is pretty good, I would say. Like, the only things that I could see in here that would maybe change is maybe the White Aura Whale, like maybe for something else. Like, I'm not too sure what, but maybe a Dweller or something along those lines, because that would do more for the graveyard if you could summon it turn 1. But not bad nonetheless. I feel like this is a really decent list in terms of the X deck as well. The White Aura Whale is also strong just being a Raigeki. I just feel like maybe something else could be put in there instead. Like, that's just my opinions. He hasn't given me everything, like telling me what reasons behind the cheeky text like this, but that's just my opinion. I feel like it's a strong card though, don't get me wrong. Going into the side deck though, he's playing 2 Nibiru. We're seeing more 2-ofs again, which kind of goes back to the point where, yes, he's playing 2-ofs, so he can have the ability to not have dead cards in his hand and only needs to see 1 of them, so it makes sense. So he's playing 2 Nibiru, 2 Lava Golem, I'm assuming for like Dragoons or for like the True Draco matchup, which could have come in, or against decks that would just make multiple boards and then just go ahead and summon it to tribute their monsters and get rid of them. And also, it's a fire monster, so it lets you make Bran really easy, which is pretty good there too. 1 Pancratops, it's Pancratops, I'm not going to go too deep into it. Lancia, this format is very banish heavy, and I'm assuming against decks such as the Time Thief, when he made Time Thief Redoer, against the Dogmatica, Elderlich, Buster Blader deck, it would have been really, really strong there too, because it stops the Elderlich cards. Against the Draco player, probably didn't do anything, and against the Drytro player, probably didn't do anything, but against everything else, probably did a lot. Harpy's Feather Duster in the side deck, I found this kind of interesting when I saw this to see in the side deck, because I would normally put it in the main deck, personally, but he has it in the side deck, and I feel like he's put it in the side deck because, as I said earlier in the video, why we play Brown at 2 is because there's not a lot of decks that have massive back row in the game, and maining Cosmic Cyclones over the Harpy's Feather Duster probably makes sense for the fact that, well, it just wipes the back row, sure, but it's not a quick effect, so it can't do anything to like Plunder Patrol, to their fusion spell in the standby phase. It can't do anything against really any combo decks, but Cosmic Cyclone is a quick play spell that can be used during your opponent's turn, it can be used during your own turn, you can use it in the standby phase. So I'm assuming he played the Harpy's Feather Duster in the side deck instead of putting it in the main for that reason. So Interesting choice to see on the side. 3 Dark Rule no more. This deck can wipe boards like no tomorrow, so I'm assuming he put this in against any combo deck that he would have played against. Just a really good card. And then 3 Evenly Matched, which I'm assuming came in really, really clutch against that Draco player, because you activate Evenly Matched on a Draco player, they banish their entire board, and you will 9 times out of 10 win that game. But yeah, so that is the list. Honestly, decent list in my opinion. I don't think I would play this the way he probably is playing it right now. I'll probably change a few things, maybe take out the Gammas, because I just don't like Gamma, guys. I'm sorry, hate me for all you want, but I just personally do not enjoy Gamma as a card. But I do like a lot of these other choices, like the 2 Ash and the 2 Ghost Spell. That's something I've been seeing recently from some players, and it's actually quite smart. The White Aura Whale is interesting. Do I think I would play it? Maybe, maybe not. I would have to test it myself to see how good it is. The Extract just looks pretty good. The Bahamut Shock and the Toby also makes sense as well. Side deck, I feel like the 2 Nibiru and the 2 Lava Golem are interesting too. Maybe he could change the Lava Golems out, or maybe the Nibiru's out for Lightning Storms or something as well, just to, you know, have more back row hate along with the Evenlies as well. But personally, I feel like this is a really, really good list from Ethan Hart. But let's go ahead and look at his shoutouts, because he wanted to shout out some people. So basically, his shoutouts are to CGC, his locals, to Callum for trading him his Plunder Patrol core and giving him his new favorite deck, and he also makes videos on his channel, which is James WhiteDragon, where he mashes 2 random decks together and sees if they work. So if you're interested in seeing James WhiteDragon's channel, go ahead and go to the comment section below, where I will have, well, not the comment section, will hit the description below, where I'll have his channel linked down there. But guys, that's all I have to say for this video. Honestly, deck pretty cool, really interesting. I will probably do some testing with it though, just to, you know, get a little out of it myself, see if it's pretty good, see if maybe it could inspire me to make some changes to my own plunder list for going in with the C guide. And yeah, guys, that's all I actually have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed Ethan Hart's deck list, and hopefully you got some ideas for yourself. Like, we're getting the new C guide soon, and it would be very interesting to see what he might change out for that. Personally, the Gamma's for me, but hey, that's just my thoughts and opinions. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Check out all the links in the description, especially Ethan Her's YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. Roll that one, signing out. Later all.